it can happen, but it doesn't happen just overnight. There is a lot of work that goes in.
Hey there, this is Neil Napier. On this session of MyFirst1000, I've got Belal Miah with me, and Bilal's actually a crypto enthusiast. He is really, really good at what he does, and I've seen him pumping out courses and education for a lot of people as well, and that's exactly what we'll be talking about to him today, how he's been able to build a business even when the crypto market itself was down. So Belal, welcome to this session today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Likewise. So can you tell me a little bit about your business, please?
Okay, so what I do is basically educate people in the crypto space. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are interested in Bitcoin right now, and especially in 2017 when the price went sky high to 20K, there was a lot of people who've never heard about Bitcoin jumping on. So it's a new space, and whenever you've got a topic that is people are curious about, they want to learn more, you need people who have the knowledge to basically give that knowledge in the best way. And especially when it comes to finance, and people's money, it's very important that you get the right education. So what I do is basically provide that value, the education in the space. I've been involved with cryptocurrency since 2012, so one of the early ones. Not as early as 2010 or 9, those people who are millionaires now, but majority of people got to know about cryptocurrency in 2016, 17, especially 17. So being there early, it's given me that added advantage of providing that knowledge, and I give it away for free. So when you give away a lot of knowledge away for free, at some point you want to kind of gather the people who want that added value, and that's when something like a membership platform or something comes into play. So that's what I do, really, give knowledge.
So it's a very value-driven model, but where do you give value? Is it on Facebook, YouTube, or do you have other channels you focus on?
I mainly focus on Facebook. That's where I'm building my brand, but I acknowledge that there are other platforms like YouTube, Instagram. But there's so many, and you have to brand yourself in different platforms. One of the key things that I would say people should do is basically register the username and get yourself registered on all of them. And but when you're building a brand, you want to be focusing on one platform at a time. It's very difficult to be branding yourself on every single platform. So I focus on Facebook at the moment, but I will be going on other platforms.
I fully agree with that with you. So I've got a question here. Now, I know there are a few other people who are doing education or courses around crypto, not that many, but there still are. So how do you stand out? I mean, what's your unique selling proposition for your audience?
Okay, for me, I guess it's the fact that there is a relationship between me and the people that follow me. They've been following me for a very long time through Facebook, and I provide a lot of value for free. So it's that relationship building that, I don't use, for example, I don't do like cold emails or anything like that. The people that follow me know me through Facebook. So my added advantage is that I have a very close following, and they see me as a person who is very transparent. So I wouldn't, I'm not there pitching people. I'm giving value. So when it comes to the crunch and you want to actually provide something of like a VIP Telegram group or something where you want to give that added advantage, people have that trust. So that's I mean, the space is so huge that there's enough room for anyone to create a crypto course or do something. But the advantages are that people trust you. So if you can build that relationship, then you have that added advantage.
So the trust factor is really important. Let me ask you this as well, something we ask everyone. How quickly did you get to your first $1,000 with courses? Was it easy? Did it take you time? How did you go about it?
Well, for me, it was like, I wasn't focused on making money for at least a year. So a
Mhm.
whole year I was providing value, building relationships. So when I eventually told my tribe, I would say that, I have a course, they jumped on straight away. So within a day or two, I made over 1,000.
Oh wow, that's really good. So you basically planted, well, I don't want to call it a seed because it sounds like you were always looking to sell, but you grew a tribe first, and then when you felt you had something really valuable to offer, and when they were willing to pay, you put the offer in front of them.
Yeah, I personally think that's the best way to do it. It's obviously harder because you're not earning straight away and a lot of effort put into it. But if you really have a passion for something, if you really love doing something, then it doesn't feel like work. And if you don't focus on the money is going to come to you anyway. So when you get to the point where you want to sell something, it becomes so much easier, because if you're trying to sell, it's like any business. If they don't know what you provide, if they don't know who you are, you're a stranger, they're not going to buy from you. If you have that relationship, and then you want to sell something, it becomes so much easier. They'll just jump on.
True. And what are your goals moving forward with this business? Do you want to continue growing your tribe, doing more courses, or sell the same course? How do you see yourself progressing, basically?
Well, I see myself as an educator, and obviously, as an educator, you need to learn yourself. You need to expand your own knowledge, and I do have a lot of knowledge in other areas like digital marketing, and leadership and everything. So there are courses that I'm working on at the moment. It's probably going to take me a few months to get them out, but I don't see it as any rush. But yeah, my future goal is that I have a platform of various courses that people can basically choose and learn from.
Okay. And do you often yourself buy and go through courses? I mean, how do you learn?
I basically learn from YouTube, but I also reading articles and stuff like Medium is a good place to learn. There are lots of platforms. I mean, the internet is full of places where you can learn. YouTube
Mm,
obviously is very broad, where it depends on who you're learning from. And you have to pick in, you can't just basically just learn from anyone. You have to know
sure.
the right people. So I would say, wherever market you're into, you need to find the key people that are in that market that providing value, and then follow them on Twitter, follow them on YouTube, basically subscribe to their channel and learn from those people. You don't have to pay for learning. It's more to do with like having that motivation to learn and knowing who to follow and who to learn from.
Okay. And, let's talk about lifestyle very quickly. So I know before we jumped on, you said, okay, the kids are getting anxious, they want to go out. So how has your lifestyle changed since you've been working at home, I guess, online? Has it been quite easy with family and everything? Is it still about the family? What is it like?
Well, for me, it's very unique in the sense that I've got a family business as well, which I run for 7 days a week. It's quite crazy. I do that 7 days a week as well, 6, 7 hours a day. Before I started my online journey in 2014, I had a day job as well. So the family business is a restaurant. So that's like during the night from 6 o'clock till 12. But there was a time when I used to do a 9 to 5 as well as the restaurant. So I used to
Wow.
work around the clock. And,
Okay.
I did that for about 3 or 4 years. It was madness. It was crazy, but the commitment at home with the family business was something I couldn't change. But I needed to build a career. But then I realized that, hang on a minute, if I'm going to change something here, the only thing that I can give up is my 9 to 5. So one day I
Mhm.
just quit like that. It was just an instant moment where I had to think, okay, you have to take that drastic action, and I quit. So I quit my 9 to 5 and I started looking online to build a business. And it's taken 2, 3 years to kind of learn everything from what a sales funnel is to what a pitch means to every single thing that I had to learn. Had no idea about it. Although my background was digital media, from
Mhm.
university, I've learned a lot of things. So when you try. So it took me a few years, but then I realized that, crypto was getting big, and actually, I am quite unique in where I am with Bitcoin being so early. So,
Sure.
it was a passion that I started following. So lifestyle wise, I actually enjoy what I do right now. I'm doing something during the day that I enjoy, and it's a matter of enjoyment. But the thing is, during that time, I've had 2 kids. I've got a 3-year-old. I've got a 6-year-old. He's going to be 7 soon. So, being a father, being a son, being a husband, managing your online passion, everything is hard. I'll be honest with you, it's hard. But if you really want something, if you really want to achieve something, then you have to really make time. You can't just make excuses. You've got to find that time to do it. And for me, it's been like, staying awake at night, sacrificing the time that you'd watch TV. I hardly watch any TV. But the thing is, it's like you do all this, but where you're getting to, if you have an end goal in mind, you will get there. And that $1,000 overnight, it can happen, but it doesn't happen just overnight. There is a lot of work that goes in before that.
Wow, yeah, it's very good, and I think I've heard that expression before, that overnight success took about 2 years to build. So
Yeah.
that's what it looks like from the outside, but really when you're working in, you're really giving it your all, focusing on your goals, making sure you keep working at it. Let me ask you a few light questions here now. It's just the easy part of the segment.
Yeah.
So, quick question: what's your favorite book, or what are you reading at the moment?
Um, well, I have a book that I do read, which is very expensive as well. It's Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom. But
Okay.
I have an expensive version of that. So it's one of those limited edition books, which I shouldn't be reading from that book. I should be storing that away and
Yes.
getting a cheaper copy.
Yeah.
But also Gary Vaynerchuk's books. I really do follow that guy. I think he's very very knowledgeable in this space, and in this day and age, people like him, they can provide a lot of value. So I do read his books as well. Crush It is one of those books I'm reading.
I have to say, when you were talking, I got a little bit of Gary Vee's vibe in it. Like you had similar kind of attitude of just doing it, just working towards it. So yeah, it clearly shows. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
So I mean,
Let me
there's
ask. Yeah.
carry on. Sorry.
So just a question about like music. What kind of music are you into, and what's your favorite band at the moment? What are you listening to?
I'll be honest with you, I hardly have time to listen to music. The music that I used to listen to, it was
Mhm.
more Bollywood style kind of stuff, but
Sure.
those days are long, long gone. Those days, I don't have time for 3 hours watching a Indian film. Now it's like motivational audio clips in my car. So I
Mhm.
think it's great if people are trying to get motivated. Don't spend hours and hours trying to motivate yourself watching YouTube, because what happens is you still become passive. You're basically
Mhm.
getting motivated, but you're not taking action. So what I do is I listen to these motivational audio clips in the car. So when I'm driving places, when I'm doing things that I have no choice but to be in the car, I'm getting
Sure.
motivated subconsciously as well. So music is something I see as like a entertainment. I'm hardcore. I mean,
Sure.
music, entertainment stuff is very limited in my life. But if you really want it, that's how it has to be. There will be a time when you can get that kind of lifestyle where you're relaxing and stuff. But for me, my relaxation is with my kids, so it's a bit different for me.
I really love that passion and commitment. That's very cool. Next question. For traveling, when you take a holiday, do you prefer the city, the beach, the mountains, forest, something else? And what's your favorite city to go to?
You're asking questions that you probably don't expect these answers, but my beach is like 2 minutes away. It's like the back garden,
Wow.
and because
Okay.
it's so close, we see it as the back garden, and we don't really take it like other people do. We have holiday
Okay.
makers coming here all the time and appreciating it. And my kids, I'm going to take them there now. So whenever we want, we can go, which is cool. Holiday wise, I haven't had a holiday in a long time. Once I just escaped everything. I went for Spain to Spain for 4 days.
Mhm.
Just hit Granada, Seville, Cordoba, Madrid, everywhere. I just went crazy. But
Okay.
for me, it's like holidays right now, probably another year or so. But I'm basically working with people who have events all over the world,
Okay.
talking about crypto. So that's probably going to take me places.
Yeah, and I mean, with a young family, it's kind of tough to just up and leave and take a holiday, right? So that's true. And where are you based at the moment?
Yeah. Based in a small town in the east coast of England, so
Okay.
it's in Lincolnshire. So it's a
Okay.
very
Cool.
unknown place.
Yeah, no, that's all right. But the beach is closed. That's good. So one last thing. I mean, if people want to learn more about you or just check out the kind of work you're doing, where can they go? Do you have a website link or a Facebook link you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I have they can find me on Facebook. They can subscribe on YouTube. YouTube is youtube.com/cryptovator. So I
Okay.
have about 3,000 blockchain projects. So it's quite interesting and knowledgeable. People that I interview as well.
Okay. Bilal, I really appreciate you taking the time out for this. Thank you so much, and I wish you a lot of success moving forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your
All
time
right.
as well.